Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? My name is Refuge, and welcome to my granny's closet. I wanted to hop on here and introduce myself, as this is my first YouTube video, my first of many, hopefully. And I wanted to let you guys know a little bit about myself, what I plan to do for this channel, and the things and the content I want to bring to it. First off, I am a wife and mother. I have been married to my amazing, crazy husband for 16 years now. It was this past December that we had our 16th wedding anniversary. Thank you. Thank you. And I am a mother of three. So my oldest is 14, my oldest son. My middle son is 11, and my daughter is 8. As you guys can see, my favorite color is neon green. Oh, and by the way, I love yarn. If you didn't notice that already. The colors of my business are neon green, gray, and some whites and blacks thrown in there. So, just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about myself and how I became a crocheter. I do knit. I do. I've never made anything with knit. I do know how to knit though. For me, it takes a little too long. And if you guys are noticing my t-shirt or my picture in the background, I am a huge Flash fan, but not just any Flash, okay? I've always been a Flash fan because I was a track and cross country runner in all the way from 5th grade all the way to just before my senior year in high school. And but the Grant Gustin Flash from the series from the CW, I was a BW fan, or WB fan, Warner Brothers fan, all the way from, Smallville on up. And I am a huge Wonder Woman, Flash. I love Marvel. Like anything Marvel is the best. Hawkeye, love Hawkeye, okay? Praying for him in his recovery right now for Jeremy Renner. My favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man. I've been a Spider-Man fan since day one, okay? Day one. Yep, even though I wasn't alive when he first came out. It's okay. But we are huge DC and Marvel fans in my home. We have posters, pictures, and, stuff everywhere. Our towels are superheroes, and I'm a big printed tee person. I love printed t-shirts, and they have to be oversized. I fit into a small, okay? But I don't like snug clothing. I like to feel free because I am not a girly girl. As you can tell, my husband tells me, "You're wearing my shirt again?" I'm like, "What?" I ran out. So my family always gets me and I love Jack Skellington or, Grogu, Baby Yoda. So they always get me character tees. Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn. Oh, I love it. I love it all. Love it all. So that's just a little bit about me, my personal, likes, and just a little bit of background about how I started crocheting is I was 9 years old when my grandmother, who has been passed away for 2 years this Christmas now, miss her dearly. One more thing is that I'm ADHD. I didn't know how to just jump into that, so I'm just going to throw it at you guys. I'm ADHD. If you haven't noticed already, I talk fast, I'm moving a lot. I'm erratic. I change subjects quickly, so I apologize, but it makes for entertainment, purposes for you guys. So, I was 9 years old. My grandmother taught me how to crochet. She basically was just like, "Sit down, be quiet, here." I have 3 sisters. Yeah, my mom has 4 girls. So for a while, it was just my mom and me and my 3 sisters, and we would do craft shows with my mom all the time, or with my grandmother. And with my grandmother, she would go to Indian reservations. And that's another thing, is that we're Native American. Our family is from, Mexico City, but we're Aztec Indian, and our temples and, the tunnels and everything is underneath Mexico City. So, we are we're over 60% Aztec Native American, and we claim that. We claim that. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. My husband is Spaniard and, Mexican, so we joke around about that. He's John Smith to my Pocahontas, so it's just an inside joke between my husband. No, no bad blood there. But, you know, it we've always gone to craft shows with my mom or with my grandmother and helping set up, and it's always been in our blood. My older sister likes to sew. My baby sister likes to, like, she works at a printing factory where she embroiders, she prints, and I have a banner that actually she made me, and she just did all the art on it. It's amazing and I love it. I'm actually getting it updated, so stay tuned for that. Um, but my other younger sister, she is crafty too. And we all have that, that niche. But for me, it was crochet. And it calms me down. So you parents, out there that have children or that you guys are ADHD, be an advocate for them or for yourselves and find something that helps them to focus on. Like right now, I'm holding this mini cake of yarn because I need something in my hand. It's either this or a poppet that I have right there, and I don't think you guys want to hear the pop pop noises. I'm constantly moving, I'm constantly talking, so being on one side of the camera is okay for me, I guess. But bad in a sense to where it's like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have given you that information, or maybe this, maybe that, it should, coulda, wouldas. And for me as a kid, it was, praise the Lord that I was able to have my grandmother give me that hook and that yarn. It was a little yellow plastic hook with a pineapple on top, and it was yellow crochet yarn, and it was Red Heart. I remember that it was Red Heart because I remember the old school band that they had, the yarn band that they had. And she would make me, she told me I gotta figure it out, how to hold it in my hand and how to chain. So I started it. She showed me one time and I just got it. And one thing about ADHD people is that we hyper focus. When we get interested in something, it's like we zone out. So when she passed away, I distanced myself away from yarn and crochet, but I felt like it was dishonoring her memory. She wouldn't have wanted me to, drop it just like that. So after the new year, I started slowly getting back into it. I didn't go back to markets or, craft shows so quickly. Actually, last summer is when I started getting back into craft shows. A friend of mine told me about a farmer's market, which segues into what I plan to do with my YouTube channel. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me check it out. So I called the lady, and it was somebody who I had spoken to a long time ago, but I was trying to get in with my other business, and they weren't taking those kinds of businesses at that time. So now, because I'm handmade, and I've always done crochet booth spaces. I've always rented for my crochet. And ever since I was young, like I want to say maybe after I had my first son, after I had my first son, I was in my early 30s, just going into my 30s, I want to say, is when I started doing booth space. So about 12 years now. I've been doing my own, but it was before that as well, because my mom would do this thing called the Holiday House in Almani, and she would do like her caramel apples. She would do this stuff, this was way back when. And now, my mom is chill, she helps me out. She sits with me, and I love my mom because she's my big cheerleader. She's like, man, Mia, I can't believe you could do some of this stuff. So I'm blessed to have a mom who is just so encouraging in that manner. And my sisters big time, they're always sharing my posts on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. They're always liking my videos. They're always saying, hey, guess what? My sister did this, my sister's at it again. Or, they tell their friends about me, and my husband as well. He'll walk around places. Oh my gosh. I'm like sort of an introvert because I can conversate with people at my market. But if I'm at the mall, I can't do that. I can't walk up to somebody and be like, hey, because I'm not trying to, sell anything. There's just two different, that's two different things for me. And so he'll walk around and be like, here, this is my wife's business card. If you ever need anything. But I mean, he's a hustler like that too. So he's always taking pictures of my stuff, and he'll send it to a friend knowing that his friend is, like, hey, my wife did this one, is your wife interested in this, So my family has always been really huge backers and really huge encouragers for me. And I'm blessed, totally and completely blessed for that. And, my kids and my nieces and nephews too, that's just a given. And so my we would go to craft shows with my mom, help her set up and, do all that stuff. But I didn't really start to make crochet items until after my first son. Like, it was always just blankets, like granny square blankets, because that's all I knew how to do is just, the double crochet. I didn't really know how to do, anything outside of that. So after my younger sister and I have two younger sisters and one older sister. So my younger sister after me, because I do a baby sister, that I'm 10 years older. And so she calls me up, and we got married around 5 months within each other. And then our oldest kids, our two oldest, they are 3 weeks apart. So she calls me and she's like, hey, sister, can you make a crown? I was like, a crown? She was like, yeah, can you crochet a crown for, my daughter's birthday? And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So YouTube was just starting to pick up big time around this time. It was just people, I didn't know you could subscribe. I didn't know you could like a video. I didn't know you could save, what I know now is not what I knew then, because I wasn't really big on my phone. I did have a, touchscreen phone, but I didn't have, the knowledge about all of that. I just knew that if I needed to, call somebody, I could call somebody at that time. Now I'm well versed in it. All right. Just to let you know, I'm well versed in that. So I looked it up, and I watched a video from Bobby123. She was the first crocheter that I watched, and I was just so, focused on it that I didn't realize that I wasn't making a tiara crown. I was making the crown of a beanie. And I was like, oh, holy cow. So I kind of, like I said, ADHD, it's like, it's not just like, oh, hey, oh, squirrel. It's not just that. It's like, hey, squirrel. Oh, leaf. Oh, tree. Oh, car. Oh, it goes, it's a spider effect, I call it. Spider web effect. And so that's what I did. I stopped crocheting because I only had a couple of skeins of yarn, and I'd gotten them from my granny's closet. I call her my granny. She is my granny. And I call her that. And I've always called her granny. Hey, granny, And every time after that, I just started making beanies. And it wasn't until later on that I made my own beanie pattern. And I created my own pattern, which is called the Refuge beanie. And I have a pretty cool, I have pretty cool variety of it. So this is my skull cap, the Refuge skull cap beanie. This is my Refuge slouchy, and the slouchy is pretty cool because you can go that way, and it flares out, because I used to have it to where it was shorter, And this year I decided that I wanted it longer and flared out more. And of course, the price went up for them. And I felt bad for my customers, but they were like, hey, you know what? It's handmade. Oh, sorry. It's handmade. It's worth it, you know. And then I have a toddler size Refuge skull cap. And I started out making preemie beanies because my oldest son was born 4 weeks early. He was born at 36 weeks, and he was teeny tiny. But when he was born, it was pretty, like, praise the Lord. It was amazing. It was just like, you know, there was so the Lord. He was healthier than some of the premature some of the full-term babies that were there. So we had the NICU on standby and everything. And so I just made a preemie beanie, but it was your standard double crochet all the way down. You know, it was increased to 2, and then crochet for like maybe 4 rows after that. And that was it. But I made a preemie beanie for tons of family members, you know, and then I would cut out little emblems from, like, you know, sports teams on fabric, and my husband would do it because I have asthma, so I can't really be around chemicals. So he would spray the fabric emblem on there. I'd wait till it dry, and then I would sew it on there just so it had that extra sticky factor, like it wouldn't move. So and then if you could see, I have my Granny's Closet 3G tag there, and I get my tags from Savlabot on Etsy. Savlabot. Sorry, girl. I'm sorry, I totally messed that up. And then I have my chunky Refuge with the palm on top. And again, I do have a ear warmer, and but it doesn't have. I'm probably going to change this. I think I want to remove this part of my beanie and then just do, or the ear warmer, and then just do this all the way around. I don't know. It doesn't have my tag on this one because it was a prototype. But I do have major sellers at my market. I do have major sellers at my market, and those are my scrunchies and my chapstick holders. My chapstick holders are just, you know, your standard keychain clip, and then you have your lip balm in here. And then let me take my lip balm out. My friend Sylvia, she does these amazing lip balms, so it fits any standard size. And I also put my essential oils in here, or my CBD oil. I do have rheumatoid arthritis. I have a slew of things. It's so fun. But so this fits anything: CBD, essential oil roll-on, and then your lip balm. And then here is my famous scrunchies. I did a video about my scrunchies, and it got over 3,000 views and over 200 likes. And for somebody who has like a follow of maybe like 50 people on TikTok, that was like, holy cow. And then it was it. So I have my XL scrunchies. So these ones twist up to 3 or 4 times in your hair, and I have a green one. I actually have a neon scrunchie in my hair right now with black, and this is with my ice yarns here. And then, like I said, my smaller regular size scrunchie. But those are my most popular purchases, or my big sellers at my market. And that's, again, a segue into what I want to do with this channel, is that I want to take you guys on my market trips with me, how I load my car, how I set up my booth space. I also want to do, Book Talk Tuesdays, because I am a huge reader, huge reader. I read several, books a week. I've tried to slow down, because whenever I read a book with a family member or with my friends, they get, frustrated with me because I read so quickly that they're like barely in chapter 3, and I'm like, oh, I'm 75% of the book, and it's only been like a day or two. My little cousin gets mad at me. He's like, I can't read with you no more. You just go. So what I do is that I read up to the point to where we're supposed to read to, that we agreed to read to, and then I'll read several books in between, and then I'll start again with the next chapter. And so that's what I want to do. I want to try to do, that's probably not going to be till later. I want to do Book Talk Tuesdays where I talk about the book that I have read, or if you guys recommend a book, I'll read it, and then I'll crochet an item in the colors that resemble the books. Kind of like the movie thing that oh gosh, what is her name? Her name is, oh gosh. Oh man. Oh goodness. She's a social worker. You know who you are. She does those big giant anniversary cakes. And I was talking about her yesterday, and I remembered her name yesterday. And oh gosh, and I can't remember her name now. But her and Rose meet up. Rose Likes Crochet. They meet up once a year because they live near each other. And I watch Rose Likes Crochet. I like Krista from The Secret Yarnery, and Krista from Bag O' Day, and Alt Knots. I watch several YouTubers. Several. I watch Alyssa G. Alyssa G was one of the people that I was like, hey, I want to start my YouTube channel this week. What can I do? She was like, be yourself. I was like, I don't know if the people are ready for me being myself yet. But, I've watched several other YouTube videos, people saying this is my first video, and they did really good. So I was like, they could do it. I could do it. And so I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch this video over again before I post it. And I'm going to realize, wow, I moved way too much, because I'm realizing it now. I'm realizing it. I'm moving a lot. I'm fidgeting, and I apologize. But that's okay, because it makes for great content, right? It makes for you guys to be entertained. And so I do watch Taylah from Taylah Rose, and it's Taylah. So it's Taylah Rose, handmade by Taylah Rose. And I do watch her because I do make her bows. I make the bows that she makes on her YouTube channel. So I don't have a little clip in this one, but this is one of the bows that I've made for Valentine's Day. And I did make some for St. Patty's Day. So here is all the fabric that I cut from it. And I do have some that I'm making for Girl Scouts. I found this at Hobby Lobby, that Girl Scout fabric. And I was like, oh, give me, 2-4 yards. I don't know. Just give me something. And I do make key fobs. So I do key fobs as well. I do a lot of stuff at my market, but my main sellers are my scrunchies, my lip balm holders, and my beanies. I do sell other items too. So, and that's going to come up in later videos when, I take you guys along with me to go set up at market and stuff like that. And I really mainly, like, a lot of the reason why I wanted to start this channel is because my farmer's market, we get a lot of people there, but I would like for us to advertise more and get the word out more about the farmer's market. So I'll be interviewing some of the market people, and showing their stuff, and kind of like a little commercial, so they can get their name out there, and you guys can purchase from them as well. We got to encourage and support small business owners, and people who really do this stuff for real. Like, crocheting is an art. It's an art, and it's a fabulous one because it's something that's being rediscovered right now. In 2020, when everybody didn't, we couldn't go out, everybody was just like buying yarn, buying kits to learn how to crochet, knit, or craft, and all of that stuff. The crickets were flying off the shelves, printers and things like that, because people are selling from home, and I thought that was really cool. I mean, it was a kind of bummer in the sense to where I wanted to buy yarn and I couldn't because the color that I wanted was already sold out. But I mean, cool. You do your craft and you go for it, But that's pretty much it. That's me in a nutshell in 25 minutes. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys to death. Hopefully you guys will come back for my next video, which will be next week. I'm skipping this Saturday's market because we're in the middle of a storm right now, and we're going to be rained out. So next week I can't go with my, my crochet stuff and my sewn items. I do sew, by the way. I forgot to tell you guys that I sew. I do sew a lot. So a lot of the items that I do, yes, it's sewing and it's crochet, so it's half and half. But that is it for me today, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I really appreciate each and every one of you for viewing. And if you can, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would be much appreciated. If you want, in your comments, let me know if there's anything that you would like to see. I don't do tutorials, and I don't have a pattern release for my beanies. And I don't think I will ever do that because, like I said, it's not very I can't, like, I barely learned how to read patterns. So that we'll revisit that. We'll revisit that. So, but again, thank you guys. I really appreciate you. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, a blessed rest of your week. May God be with you. You guys are amazing. I will see you next time. Peace out.